Well, people always want to know what we think about not just the next generation, but given all of the pushbacks and setbacks that women have been having in this country for the last year or so. People want some inspiration. They want to know, they want some hope.
Let's talk Tales. This episode of Tales with Taylor, I have the absolute honor to sit with a nationally acclaimed expert on women, power, and leadership with the expertise that comes from frontline leadership experience. A best-selling author and in-demand keynote speaker. She has been selected as a Forbes 50 over 50 as co-founder and president of Take the Lead, whose mission reflects her life's passion to prepare, develop, inspire, and propel women to take their fair and equal share of leadership positions across all sectors by providing breakthrough training, mentoring, and coaching, role modeling, and thought leadership. It's Gloria Feldt. How are you doing today?
Hey, Taylor. I'm always good when I'm with you.
Oh, you're so sweet. I'm truly honored to be able to have worked with you for so many years. You know, I see here you're celebrating 10 years, and I feel like I've been a part of many of those 10 years.
You pretty much have. Fabulous. Yes, you pretty much have. I mean, you started working with us and doing video when we did our first 50 Women Can Change the World program.
Yes.
Which is now, I think, 8 years ago.
Wow.
So.
Wow. And for those who don't know, because you have so many great programs, and we'll touch base on some of them, but, you know, what is the 50 Women Can?
50 Women Can Change the World is our theory.
Yes.
And you can attach that into almost any sector, any industry, any group of people. It could be done inside a company. It could be done with your women's group. Mm-hmm. It could be, what the theory of it is that, you know, it's one thing to reach thousands and thousands of people, which we do and we like to do. But what we also know is that to be able to give a 50-woman cohort an immersive experience where they're together part of the time in person, and then they also have time when they're doing things virtually and getting coaching and really having a really enriched experience, and then they come back together. Mm-hmm. And so they've had the full Take the Lead curriculum that I've developed, and they have the secret sauce of getting to know each other as a cohort. And they keep supporting each other, helping each other. It's a really wonderful thing to see. And we're very intentional about that cohort building. Excellent. So the theory of it all is if you can take 50 emerging leaders in an industry, you can, with them working all together, they can actually advance all the women in that sector.
Yes.
So we can't reach every woman, but these women become the leaders who can influence the companies they work in. They can influence the professional associations. Mm-hmm. They can become the leaders of tomorrow. And so that's why I love the 50 Women Can Change the World program.
That is excellent, because you really, you know, the power of collaboration is so strong. And yeah, when you put people together, and especially strong-willed women, there's a lot that can be done.
Yes, and the women have learned to identify the power that they have. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the differentiating factors of Take the Lead's leadership program, is that we start with redefining power. Mm-hmm. Because what I found in my research that led me to ultimately start this organization at a point when I never intended to start another organization. I felt like I was going to have a quieter life, you know, I was just going to write my books and that was enough. But I wrote a book about why women hadn't reached parity in leadership. And I did my own research for it. Mm-hmm. Because the research that I found said women had less ambition than men. And I'm like, I don't think so. There's something else going on here.
Right.
Really something else going on here. And so I concluded, and I did some focus groups as well. And I would have, even executive women would say, don't use the word power. It's bad. And I'm like, but you can't get anything done if you're not willing to use power. So what I finally realized, and it has proven itself over and over and over, is women have borne the brunt of such negative aspects of power for millennia. We don't start the wars, but we bear the brunt of some of the worst aspects of wars. There are issues, of course, around domestic abuse and sexual abuse and things like that women are almost the only, it's almost always women who bear the brunt of those, not always, but almost always women that bear the brunt of those really negative things. And so for good reason, women would say, I don't have a good relationship with power. So I found that if I could help women redefine power in our own minds from oppressive power over to generative power to make life better for yourself, your family, your community, the world, your company, whatever, I would see like masks fall off of their faces. And they would say, well, yeah, I want that. So then I created these 9 leadership power tools to help them have actual techniques and tools to get there. And we also have every woman who goes through the program creates a plan for herself for how she's going to do it. So that's the kind of thing that differentiates Take the Lead. And I never say I'm going to empower you because I know you have power.
Yeah.
You have power, but I can help you figure out what power you have and how you want to use it.
So powerful.
Yes.
And so with that, when did you know you had the power to create such an organization that is transforming lives? And of your 9 power tools, which is your favorite?
Oh my gosh. Those are 2 huge questions. So, when did I know I had the power to create the organization? Actually, that one is easy too.
Okay.
That one's easy to answer because I had been running, one of the largest nonprofit organizations in the country. I had had the opportunity to start with a small organization and grow it to medium size and grow it to one of the biggest in the country. And then to run to be the national president of Planned Parenthood. And so I knew how to kind of do everything from soup to nuts, which I'm going to tell you is a curse. Is a curse because I do kind of know how to do too many things.
Okay.
And
I'm trying frontline experience.
That's right. I'm trying to get rid of that notion that I have to do all those things because I need to have other people doing a lot of those things.
Who, not how.
Yeah, that's right. But that's a whole issue I'm working on myself. But to answer your second question, asking which of the power tools is my favorite is sort of like asking which of your children do you love the most.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard to answer that. I do have an opinion about which ones I think may be the most helpful.
Okay.
And the ones that I think are the most helpful to women and to men too, because by the way, I have taught this in mixed groups as well. And
we need allies. We need to be able to work together.
Exactly. And actually, leadership is leadership, really. So for the most part, the principles are the same, although there are special things that women need to have in order to really get there.
But imagine you teaching more men power to versus power over.
Exactly. That's the next phase here, because I believe this year is the year we need to do one for men. 50 women can change the world. 50 men can change the world. We need to do that. So that's definitely on the wish list for this year. But I think that a starting place is, so define your own terms first before someone else defines you, is speaking to the fact that we are all going to be defined. We're all going to be branded in some way. So how much better is it for you to decide how you want to be seen, how you want to be defined by the world, and what's really important to you, what's important to you for people to know about you. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just like with business too. They say too, if you do not create the culture will be created for you. It's the same idea with just even your individual self. Yeah, you need to find your terms. What do you find acceptable? You're only living your life, not other people's lives. Yes, we need to collaborate with others, but you don't need to concede and live at other people's standards.
Exactly. And people who are authentic and know who they are. I always say great leaders know themselves and they show themselves. So you know who you are, you know what you care about, and you let other people know. And that authenticity is one of the characteristics of some of the greatest leaders. If you look at our current world or you look at history, those are the ones that we remember and appreciate.
Definitely. That is excellent. And then tell me, sometimes when people look at red, they might think, oh, I'm supposed to stop. What was your choice in picking red for your brand?
It's kind of a strange thing, but it's a fetish that I've had since I started writing books, which is whatever is the predominant color of the book cover, I start wearing. And I would wear that whenever I would do book events. So my first book had like a cerulean blue on the cover, and I found a leather jacket that was exactly that color, and I wore the bones out of that jacket. I mean, I just wore that jacket to death. And so on as it goes. As it happens, when I wrote the book, No Excuses, 9 Ways Women Can Change How We Think About Power, which is the book that became Take the Lead, the predominant color of the paperback, which I liked the best, was this vibrant red.
Yes.
And I started wearing red most of the time, and pretty soon it got to be my brand. It got to be that defining my terms. I happen to like red a lot.
You look great in red.
I happen to find it a color that is a happy color.
Yeah.
And it has energy in it. And of course, in the Chinese world, it represents good luck. And I can use all of that. So I started wearing red, and now if I don't wear red, people think I'm sick.
Oh, no.
So,
that's a little bit like me in blue. Sometimes you can get stuck in those color schemes. But it is important to wear your brand and always be your brand. And red is really a powerful color. I know sometimes people, when they first think of red, they think of a stop sign. However, when you really think about the psychology of color, there's this one book I read in college, If It's Purple, Someone's Gonna Die. And so it's basically how do we use color in scenes to invoke emotion and energy. And in that, they talk about red actually being a power color and being an independent color. Independence. And so you'll see if there's a lot of strong female characters that may have red hair.
Right.
Because that's strong, independent female.
Yes.
And so, you might even kind of look at some movies too and go, wow, they wanted that person to be, independent and strong in their independence. Yeah. They might be wearing red then.
Well, so like today I'm kind of wearing a little offshoot of red. It's not exactly the bright red that I usually wear. But for example, when we held our Power Up conference year before last, I just decided I was going to wear a suit that was not red, but was more like an orange red. And I had to start out by explaining and reminding people, when you were in kindergarten, what colors did you learn made up orange?
Red
and yellow, right? So I'd say, see, so I actually am kind of wearing red.
There you go.
It's just a variety of red.
You're doing a collaboration.
Yes,
your collaboration color.
Just something like that. Yeah, but I do think that color is very. It sets a mood. It really does, and I have always liked wearing just bright colors in general.
Well, it's definitely easy to spot you. I know I had the pleasure. Thank you again for inviting me to a masterclass, and I just saw you in that gorgeous red. Like, oh, there's Gloria. So.
Well, and that is the best thing. I want to give JP Morgan Chase a little props here for that program, because this is the first time we've worked with them, and we're doing a joint program for small business and entrepreneurs. Yeah, and it is really fascinating how well it's going together, because they have a great program that is very nuts and bolts. Like yesterday we were talking about cash flow. Yes. And I'm like, I could never have taught that. But then I got to do the part of talking about your money that has to do with your mindset. And that's really what I specialize in. It's really about your mindset. And what you accomplish in this world is going to be very much dependent upon your mindset about what you think you can accomplish, and knowing what your values are, knowing what's important to you, knowing what you do well. What are the things that you bring to the table? What are the special things that you bring to the table that nobody else has, or that you just know you do it really, really well?
Yeah, uniquely well.
Yeah, right, yeah. So how you identify those things. And actually, we'll be doing some exercises in future programs that will get to some of those other questions. But it's been really, really fun to put together the nuts and bolts of business with the mindset elements of business. So I hope we get to do a lot more of that.
Yeah, it's like that combination of soft and hard skills. You can't only go through life having a bunch of hard skills, but no soft skills of how to, talk to people or how to, put your own, self in the right mindset. It's so important to have both of those skills in order to be successful. And so, what's a tale you wish you would have told your younger self?
Oh my goodness. I wish that my younger self would have believed my father, who always told me, he used to say, you can do anything your pretty little head desires. That was
so
his phraseology.
Great, though, that he would say that.
And he said, that is my earliest memory of what he told me. And I did not grow up believing that for several reasons. First was the general culture.
Well, you were in Texas.
I was in small towns in Texas where honestly, women were there to be support systems, not to be.
Your job is to go to college to find your husband,
yes,
to then raise the children,
yes,
right?
Yes, and cook and
yes.
clean. Well, I
all
got
those
the
things
cooking
you love,
part,
right?
Yeah, I got the cooking part. I'm actually quite a good cook, but the cleaning part, not so much. So it was always in my head, but I also saw the women in my family not believing they had that kind of power and autonomy. Smart, had jobs. That wasn't that, wasn't that I didn't have role models of women who were actually working. And my mother was always the office manager in what she called my father's business, but she was really an equal partner if she'd have thought about it that way. Yeah. She never did. So you sort of learn, you ingest the culture. Yeah. The culture is so powerful. And so I had to really work myself out of that. And I wish that I had been able to listen to that principle, that I could do anything my pretty little head desired, much younger. But, everything we do in life is a learning opportunity. You make mistakes and then you grow from it. And so that's eventually I could hear that loud and clear. And I feel like I have a responsibility to tell that to younger women.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me when I talk to a lot of women, especially. I feel like we all have a similar story we wish we would have told our younger selves. Believe in yourself more, have more confidence. You can do anything you want to do. And why do you feel that it's so hard for women to have that confidence early on, that we almost do need that mentor or that push to feel like we do have the power to do what we want to do?
I mean, again, it's culturally learned. It's not that males and females are that different. It's that we are socialized differently. And even today, although it's much better, much better, it is still true that by the time they get to kindergarten, most children, boys and girls alike, think that boys are smarter and can do more things. And boys are still rewarded more for being active. I'm so
boys
sorry.
Will be boys.
Yeah, boys will be boys.
Let them wrestle
make noise. This is funny, so cute. Girls are told they're rewarded for being quiet, being able to sit still, be how to behave yourself in class. Those are good skills to have. But, those are also things that can make you feel less confident. I think that girls are also taught to be afraid. They're more often taught to be afraid. Yeah. More afraid of strangers, afraid of bad touches, afraid of, and that wears on you. So I do believe that confidence is overrated. And boys learn early on to go ahead and take that risk. And girls are more socialized to be careful and not to take that risk. Yeah. And the truth is, you become confident by doing things. Yeah. You don't just become confident by sitting there and saying, I'm more confident now. You have to actually try things, and sometimes you fail. Yeah. And then you learn. And then you become more confident in yourself. So I think that confidence is overrated also because if you're 100% confident, you may just be arrogant. You may just think you already know everything.
Or you're not trying anything daring.
That's right. You're not trying anything daring.
You're just playing life safe.
Playing it safe, not learning something new. And so I think a little bit of lack of confidence is actually a good thing. So we should just embrace that.
It reminds me of a book I'm currently listening to, 10x is better than 2x.
Ah.
And it speaks that you need to be courageous
Mhm.
before you're confident. And being courageous is actually there's some fear behind it. Because whenever you're doing
Mhm.
something courageous, you might have that little bit of fear of like, this may not work out. I might fail. But then once you push through that courageous act, that's when you gain the confidence, because you go, oh, I didn't die. Or,
That's right. That's right. Yes.
So
So you grow your courage muscles and your confidence muscles like you grow your physical muscles.
yes.
You go to the gym to work out. It's the same thing.
Mhm.
And the first time you start working out, it's hard.
It's hard,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You think you're doing it wrong,
Yeah.
you're embarrassed, you're seeing all those other people
You
that
get
are
sore
already in shape.
muscles. It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
And same thing with the social media. I feel with people, starting in business, they might see those, that look so put together.
Right.
Oh, look at you. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, they are doing so successful. But
Right.
no one, you didn't just wake up take the lead and are able to have, conferences
Right.
with hundreds of people inside. It wasn't day one, was it?
Not day one. No, it was not day one. It was, well, I will say that I did
Oh, so
believe.
you're little celebrity status to start.
I did believe that we could start out with something really big. And
But
we
you started
did.
at ASU. You
We
had a
did.
big launch at ASU, which is not a small school, not a small space.
Right. We had, we were in an auditorium that held over 3,000 people, and it was completely full, and some people couldn't get in, so we were Zooming then before there was Zoom. We were streaming, and there were people all over town, and in fact, all over the world, who were streaming it and doing their own watch parties and having their own events. So yeah, I think you can start big. You can think big from the start. Yeah.
And you've been streaming before streaming was even the cool necessity thing to do.
Exactly.
And I know you've had a lot of great guests on various topics and various videos, and you've even gotten an award on a particular video you've done.
That's true.
Tell me more about that.
Okay. All right. Very good. Yes, we've been very lucky. We have had a lot of incredible people. And if you ask people who is the best known feminist, they will always say Gloria Steinem.
Yep.
Now, let me just tell you, it's been hard being the other Gloria
Oh,
all my life. But I was like the other Gloria. So we have this joke between the two of us. She's Gloria Marie, I'm Gloria Ann, and we
There
sort
you
of
go.
play this game. But I understand that's the one who has the Gloria name. So for our 10th anniversary, we were trying to think of what could we do that would be really, people would really love to see.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my board members had been saying for 2 years that she wanted to have a Gloria conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And so Gloria Steinem she's not traveling as much. She's in her 90s now.
Really?
And
She looks great for her.
I know she does, doesn't she? And so she invited us to have this conversation at her home on her couch.
Mm-hmm.
And we invited Jamia Wilson, a younger generation woman that we have both had the opportunity to work with and mentor along the way, to basically interview the two of us.
Nice.
And so
Was it between two Glorias?
She was sitting, we're three of us were sitting on Gloria Steinem's couch.
Yes.
And Jamia was in the middle, and the two Gloria, with a Gloria on either side.
Between two Glorias.
Yeah, between two Glorias. And so she did a great job of this and brought a lot of herself and her own perspectives in as well. And so we had about 1,000 people signed up for this.
Mm-hmm.
And the chat was amazing. The chat was so vibrant. It was just incredible. So the board member who had this idea that we had to do this, she nominated it for an award from a communications professional association called Reagan. And by golly, we won. So we're going to celebrate on this year's anniversary, and we'll be talking about getting that award and the importance, because obviously it hit a nerve. I mean, obviously people needed to have this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have 1,000 people who sign up for a virtual event, because we're all so tired of being in front of the computer Zooming these days, without it touching something that people really wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really glad we did that, because I think it will end up being a classic, really a classic film that people will watch for a long time.
Excellent. And what was one of the topics you think that, were really compelling, or a question mm-hmm. that you just really stuck out to you from that?
Well, people always want to know what we think about not just the next generation, but given all of the pushbacks and setbacks that women have been having mm-hmm. in this country mm-hmm. For the last year or so. People want some inspiration. They want to know, they want some hope. Mm-hmm. And they want to hear us talk from the fact that we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And there have been ups and there have been downs. And you can never, ever give up the fight. You can never give up hope. You can never give up thinking of a new strategy, a new way to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because
although it feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yeah. You still get the 1 step.
That's right.
And eventually we'll get up the stairs.
That's right. And so and it's so really so important to keep that feeling of optimism. Mm-hmm. And personally, for me, I think the optimism is a much healthier way to live than being afraid or being depressed or, thinking that things are going to always be bad, because you can always make them better.
Yes.
And there's a joy in seeing that something needs to be made better. There's a joy in the work. And I think that probably is part of what has kept both Gloria Steinem and Gloria Feldt going and alive and feeling positive and optimistic.
Well, because you have a choice. You do have a choice.
Yes,
you could be spending
always.
your energy being angry and being negative, and where would that put you?
Right.
Versus you're able to take that energy, be optimistic, and say, let's make a change then. Let's make something good. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be sad.
That's right.
So,
yes.
I also personally believe, choose happy. Even if things aren't perfect, find the goodness in life, the goodness in people.
Right.
Be gratitude for, have gratitude for situations and things. And so where is that video accessible anywhere for people to be able to watch?
Absolutely. You can watch it on the homepage of our website, Gloria. I'm going to give you my personal website, which is gloriafeldt.com if you'd like to know more about me. But that's fine. I'd be appreciating that. But the Take the Lead website is taketheleadwomen.com. Taketheleadwomen.com. And so that video is on our homepage. It's also on our YouTube channel.
All right. Well, we'll make sure to add it to the show notes then, too.
Okay.
So scroll down. You'll be able to get access, because it sounds like it's a very powerful video to be listening to. And so you have a lot of different programs, and you have virtual opportunities. So I don't know if we've really hit it hard enough for everyone, but this is a national organization, right?
Yes.
So this is where we're right now in my studio here in Arizona, but you also have a place in New York. You're also in New York. You're all over the place. So people, no matter where you are in the United States, can connect with you and your coaching and your programs?
That's absolutely true. And I'm glad you asked that question, because I tend to forget to mention the fact that we have been a virtual organization since we started. Mm-hmm. And people who work with us are all over the country. Whenever we do a virtual program, we have people all over the globe who participate.
There's women everywhere.
There's women everywhere. And we have never had a physical location. If people will say, where are you located? And I'm like, well, where my computer and I are, that's where we are.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. And so we've always tried to make ourselves available and accessible wherever there are people who need what we have to offer. And so therefore, we have our courses, our core curriculum for women who are in organizations and want to rise in organizations. And also there's a version for entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. So it's called the 9 Leadership Power Tools course. That is available online. Mm-hmm. You can find that on our website as well. You can just find it there.
We'll add a link in the show notes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. So if you want to get the curriculum in a self-directed manner, and you want to do it yourself on your own time, you can sign up for the online course. Mm-hmm. I do a live Q&A once a month, so that I do have some interaction with people. Mm-hmm. But, a lot of people just like to do things on their own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it makes it easy. It's not expensive. But we also can license that course to companies now. so that they can take it in-house and have a plug-and-play women's leadership program.
I was just about to ask
Yes.
that, because you do see a lot of these programs now, and especially nowadays where I feel it's harder to retain good talent. People need to get more creative of their offers for their employees, and many times offering education, offering ways to enhance their career, their life. Those are really great programs to have. So if I'm an organization who wants my females and women employees to feel empowered and to get leadership training, I can then reach out to you to
Exactly.
get the license to the training?
Exactly. Yes, you can license it on a year-to-year basis. We have a flat fee for it. We don't care. You can show it to thousands of people.
Okay.
And,
Wow.
flat fee. Yeah, right. So, because, this is a mission-driven nonprofit organization. We want to reach as many people as we can reach. So we try to make it as accessible as possible. And then also a company can hire one of our facilitators to facilitate if they want to, or they can do it in-house.
I was just about to ask that, because I feel a lot of times, you might get all this program material and the manager goes, I am not equipped to this. I could, manage you all, but I can't manage this.
Yeah.
And so you have instructors who are certified?
We do. And we also have just created a facilitator's guide. So, it's one of those things that we should have thought of a long time ago. But, you live and you learn.
Yes.
And so in addition to the participants workbook, now we have a version of that workbook that that facilitators can use to teach the course, or to make sure that they're helping the participants be successful in the course. And, to your point about companies needing to provide these kinds of training opportunities for their employees, it's way less expensive to train up and develop somebody who's already in your organization than it is to recruit, hire, and train and bring somebody new in, because there's a lot of lost productivity when you do that. And there's also less of a commitment to the organization. But especially we've found for women, for female employees, what they want more than anything else is the opportunity for self-development. And so having this kind of a course inside a company is a very good value for any organization. It will pay off many times over. So we have that. And then we have our 50 Women Can Change the World program that we mentioned. That's a much more immersive program that lasts for several months. And then we have follow-up for months after that. But it's amazing, because what we found with that program is that within 6 months of finishing that program, 40% of the women who've been in it have achieved a major advancement in their leadership role or in pay. So that's a pretty good metric. But it is an immersive program. It takes a lot more time, and it is more expensive. We also are able to do sort of like shorter term coaching if people want something like that. But I think that I'm very committed to the training aspects of it. But we also know that people like to get together from time to time, like in larger groups.
It's fun to be social and see real
Absolutely.
humans.
So we started doing our Power Up conference in 2020, like 2 days before COVID shut us all down.
Yeah, it was,
we were very lucky.
Yes, to be able to slip it in. I do remember that. I slipped it in.
Yes.
I think I had like one other event, and then literally that next day was like everything was shut down.
It was done. So we now do that Power Up conference every year on Women's Equality Day, which is August 26th. That just seemed like the right day for us to do, because it's not a day that gets recognized that much, but it is the anniversary of when the right to vote was officially put into the Constitution. And it was started not just to celebrate Women's Equality Day as in the right to vote, but also to remind us of all of the things that still need to be done.
Yes.
So that everyone really does reach full equality and parity. So it's just a great day for us. And we do a concert as well as a conference.
It's not just a conference. You like to have some fun.
Well,
you really like to set the stage with some fun.
That's right. Yeah. So we have a conference and a concert. And we also we honor people.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, yes. was our leading woman, and we honored her at the concert. And that was really great. We also honor a man every year, our leading man. And we honor, usually we'll honor a company. Last year we honored the ERA Coalition as the leading advocate. We've honored Ms. Magazine as a leading media. So we kind of we have different awards some years, but the three we always have are leading woman, leading man, and what we call our Wear the Shirt Award.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wear the Shirt Award is given to somebody who exhibits the courage that we were talking about earlier of their convictions.
Yes.
And they live it and they show it. And so we've had the great honor of giving that award to I think the first person we gave it to was to Suzanne Lerner, the CEO of Michael Starr's clothing company, because it is a company that always is very generous, very philanthropic, and supports many worthy causes for women especially, and is never shy about that. Sometimes companies are shy about their philanthropy. But
I hate that when it's
I know.
when they pull back on things they were supporting, now it's not supporting. People should stay authentic to what they believe in.
That's right. And Michael Starr's is always right on the front lines there.
That's good.
And then the next year we gave it to the actress Kathleen Turner, because as a celebrity, she has always used her voice for worthy causes that she supports.
Is that who you co-authored a book with?
I did co-author a book with Kathleen.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Yeah. So if you want to know anything about Kathleen's life, I can tell you. I know a lot about her. And then last year we gave the award to a musical group that has been part of our concert for at least 3 years. And they are always wearing the shirt. They do so many things for worthy causes. I don't know how they ever make any money. But the group is called Betty, and it's a all-woman indie pop group.
They're fun.
They're fun, and their music is really wonderful. Mm-hmm. So we surprised them last year. They didn't know they were going to get it. They were on stage, and we surprised them and gave it to them on stage.
That's excellent.
So yeah, that was fun. So we these awards are very meaningful. And the Leading Man Award is particularly meaningful to me, and that is one of the reasons why I want to do more of things for men right now, because it is now named for my late husband, Alex, and so at first he knew the people who received it, so the first couple of times, and they were great friends of his, and so it's just a very special award. And as you said earlier, we are all in this together. Mm-hmm. We have to be working together. And I think that right now it's especially important. Mm-hmm. So
it's good to recognize those gentlemen, though, in the room that are good allies and support people. Like Alex was so, supportive for you. Eric's so supportive for me. And I know sometimes when, and we have other team members that are male on my team, and sometimes when I put them in like the women only groups and it's all women the best, women are amazing, women, I always then go to them, I'm like, I love you too, like, you're a good one. And I always feel like I have to remind them, like, no, you're good too, because sometimes we shouldn't ever, it's just like when you're on a road driving on black ice, don't overcorrect. When you overcorrect, then we're gonna have a problem. And so I really feel like I love that you're doing that, because especially having someone in my life who's just such a good supporter. And really, when you look at our house roles, like, we're not those traditional like husband wife like roles. It's just like we need to celebrate humans and show that like to be equal is to be equal.
Yes. Yes. And it doesn't mean that you're exactly the same. It means that you're pulling your share of the load and that you're supporting each other.
And you celebrate each other's strengths. Like you celebrate the strengths and celebrate the differences, and can recognize that you're different, and that's okay, but we still deserve the same rights.
Yes, exactly.
We are still human. You got us open.
Yes.
Still slightly different, but mostly the same.
Exactly.
Yes. So you are, a best-selling author. Obviously, you've written some great books. Are there any books or movies that you absolutely love, that you either just love enjoying or that have really, inspired you?
Oh my goodness. The thing is, I think there are so many. There really are so many. Mm-hmm. And I do love books a lot, and I've gotten so I mostly listen to them now.
Same, yeah.
Do you do that too?
Oh, it's so easy.
It's so easy, yes. And you can listen while you're doing
driving,
it.
folding the laundry. I can't read and fold laundry.
Right, yeah. So but there's just nothing more wonderful to me than a wonderful book. And I do like movies, and I also like theater a lot. So it's hard for me to actually, it's sort of like with the power tools. How do I pick any one? Yeah. I actually just finished listening to Reid Hoffman's book, though, about, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it is about AI.
Okay.
And, he's the founder of LinkedIn. And I found that really interesting because what he did was he really sort of went through the history of technologies. And how different technologies changed the culture and changed what we do and changed how we think. And of course, AI is our current one. Yeah. But the point was there will always be another one. I'm sure. There will always be another one. Don't be afraid of it. Use the technology that's there for good. Yes. That's the point.
Use what you got, right?
Use what you got.
That's probably my favorite part.
That's a very good one. Yeah. And use what you've got and use it for good.
Exactly.
I think, that's a part of what he has to say. So you can always use these things for bad, but use it for good.
And use what you got. I personally, that one has always connected with me the most because I'm always one that's just like, let's find a way. One of our values in our business is find a way to say yes.
Yes.
Find a way to say yes. Maybe they have an X budget. Okay, well, we can't do this, but we could do this. It's like, let's always try to find solutions. Let's use what we got and make it happen. I feel like Eric probably gets annoyed how many times I might actually say that. Like, let's use what we got. We're going to make this work.
That's why you're so successful.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes, it is.
And so I do like to get a little punny sometimes. What's your favorite animal with a tail?
My favorite animal with a tail. Oh my gosh! I have a grand cat that I like a lot.
Oh yes.
I will say I don't have any animals myself now because I really don't want to have to take care of an animal.
Someone's answer was an elephant. They would never have an elephant as a pet.
That's right. And I'm back and forth in two different places, and
it wouldn't be fair to the animal.
But I have a grandson who lives in New York now, which is a real treat.
Yes.
And he has a cat named Jazz. And so when he's traveling, I get to take care of Jazz. Yeah. So I have the grand cat, and I have always liked cats. I had cats from the time I was a young child, and found a cat roaming the neighborhood, and my grandmother let me keep this cat.
Oh, isn't that the best feeling?
Yeah, right,
I saved a cat once.
Is that right? Yeah.
Back in Maryland, in the winter times it freezes. And so there was a cat outside, and we were like, it's going to get well below freezing tonight. If we don't bring this cat in, this cat's not going to live. And then little did we know, apparently it was like a neighborhood cat. Because then our neighbor was like, oh, we took that cat in last winter. We took that cat in last winter. But then it just stayed at our house. The spring came. Summer came. Smokey
cat was taken off.
I'm happy. This is the winter. This is where I'm going to stay.
Well, see there. Yeah. So my favorite animal with a tail is definitely a cat.
Nice. Thank you. I knew I loved you. I knew you loved me for many more reasons than just that. And so, as we're coming to a close here, if you were to leave someone, and everyone watching here with just one message of advice, whether it's, within your own life or with business and career, what would be that one message?
I think I would quote my father again. You can do anything your pretty little head desires.
I love that. It's such a powerful thing, and it's such truth that if you just have the passion and the desire, the dots will connect, and maybe don't worry so much about how the dots are going to connect, but just keep staying focused, find mentors, find programs that are going to teach you to fill the gap from knowledge you may not know, and just do whatever your pretty little head desires.
And go for it. I mean, we have one precious life, and so how much better is it to live it with joy and happiness and optimism and really a belief in ourselves and that we can make the world better.
Yes, because we can. And I truly believe that there is more goodness in people than not, and that, it's just a matter of collaborating with fellow good people to make good things happen. And so to stay connected with everything that you're doing, we're going to put some links in the show notes, but where are you most active if people want to stay connected with you
on social media?
Awesome things you're doing?
Well,
yes.
I am sort of like a social media addict. I hate to say it, but I am on social media all the time, and I just use my name, Gloria Feldt. You just have to remember that Feldt is Feldt.
Yes.
So at Gloria Feldt on Twitter. Sorry, I'm actually not on Twitter anymore.
The Blue Sky, right?
Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky.
Yes,
I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram and Threads. I really like Threads.
Yeah.
I really like Threads. I enjoy Threads.
Threads is nice because it had this like Twitter interface feel of it,
right.
but it's not.
But it's not.
So,
Yeah. I kind of like it, but I actually track all of those. I do have a YouTube channel, which I think I need you to help me make it better.
Okay.
But so I don't really talk about it too much, but there's a Take the Lead YouTube channel that has all of our videos. It has a lot of of the work that we've done over the years, and I really encourage people to look that one up too.
Yes, and that one has a lot of great content that people can learn from right away. So
Exactly.
if we're intrigued by some of these courses, but maybe aren't ready to take the investment and do any of them, definitely take a look at the videos on the Take the Lead YouTube channel, because that will give you a good taste into some of the content for sure.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much for taking time out of your extremely busy day to come here with me. I always have such a pleasure whenever I am in your presence. You are just full of life and energy and positivity. And I just thank you for all the hard work you're doing for all of us women and just paving the way for us to have a better future. And, I look at my 2.5-year-old daughter and I just see already her spunk, and I already see that she is courageous to try things. She sees her brother does something, and her brother's 3.5 years old. She's like, I'm going to do it too. And I just thank you for all the hard work that you and your whole organization does. And I just love every time that I get to support you. So thank you.
Thank you for having me, Taylor. It's really been a delight and a pleasure.
Excellent. Well, hey, go ahead, take the lead, take the space that you deserve in this world, and let's make this a fair and equal world for all.
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching Tales with Taylor. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Financial Potion YouTube channel to never miss an episode.